They smile at you, laugh at your jokes, maybe even call you bro or queen, but deep down, something's off in their eyes. You can feel it, like a storm silently brewing in the background of your life, waiting to explode without warning. This isn't loud hatred, it's something called a hatred with a mask, the kind that doesn't scream, but slowly disappears from your life without a word. This is the hate that's never spoken but always felt. In unanswered messages, in being left out of group plans, in how they quietly celebrate your failures while pretending to smile. And the brutal truth is, it might be your fault. We all want to be liked, respected, admired. But wanting doesn't mean deserving. And if you can't look in the mirror with ruthless honesty, you'll keep bleeding relationships without ever realizing where the wound is. So this video hands you a mirror, polished by Stoic philosophy, sharpened by real-world experience, not to shame you, but to wake you up. Let's dissect the 9 silent reasons why people may secretly hate you, and most importantly, what you can do about it. 1. Emotional instability, losing control over small things. A late reply, a sarcastic comment, a small disagreement. When you explode over minor things, people don't argue, they just stop trusting you. Why? Because emotional instability is emotional violence. It creates tension. People start walking on eggshells around you, and eventually, they realize your peace depends on chaos. In the ancient world, warriors didn't just train with swords, they trained with their emotions. You cannot conquer life if you're constantly being conquered by your moods. Control isn't suppression. Control is power. 2. The heavy weight of superiority. Maybe you don't say it out loud, but your tone says it, your attitude says it. You think you're smarter, deeper, better. People feel it. And here's the twist. No one respects a superiority complex, not even when it's true. Pride disguised as confidence is poison. It ruins connections. Eventually, people either fake it around you or cut you off completely. The Stoic doesn't demand respect. He earns it by giving it first. 3. The toxic habit of comparison. Comparison turns life into a scoreboard and turns people into threats. You see someone win, instead of feeling inspired, you feel smaller. You see someone get attention, and suddenly, you feel invisible. But the Stoics knew envy isn't about them, it's about your lack of purpose. Comparison not only hurts you, it drains others around you. They feel your neediness, your bitterness, your constant one-upping. And eventually, they avoid you. Remember, the only person you're in competition with is the version of you that quit yesterday. 4. The trap of never feeling good enough. At first glance, this may seem harmless, even admirable. I'm just hard on myself. I just want to improve. The last page reminded us that constantly feeling not good enough can quietly wear people down. Now, let's dive deeper into the next silent habits that slowly push people away even if your intentions seem good. 5. The weakness of never taking responsibility. One of the fastest ways to burn bridges, blaming others, playing the victim. You mess up, you point fingers. You screw up, you make excuses. At first, people may give you grace. But over time, they realize this person is allergic to accountability. And once that happens, they no longer want to stick around. The Stoic warrior owns everything: his choices, his consequences, his energy. Jocko Willink calls it extreme ownership, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. The moment you stop blaming is the moment people start respecting you. No one hates mistakes. What people hate is cowardice. People who refuse to face their reflection. 6. The exhaustion of faking who you are. Pretending is heavy. That's why many actors burn out. And when you wear a mask online, at work, or in love, people feel the disconnect. At first, it's subtle, just a weird vibe. But over time, trust erodes. Stoicism teaches, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. You don't need to act deep, wise, or cool. You need to become someone who doesn't need to act at all. Authenticity isn't a look, it's a decision. And the price of not being real is loneliness. 7. How hidden agendas destroy trust. No one likes being used. When you only reach out when you need something, when every favor feels like a trade, when every compliment hides a request people notice, the relationship turns into a transaction, and trust, it disappears. The Stoics taught, truth is a core virtue. Say what you mean what you say. Don't text hey, just checking in, when really you want a favor. That's manipulation in disguise. And when people realize you're only in it for yourself, they won't confront you, they'll ghost you. That's how trust dies quietly. Permanently paid. The fine line between helping and controlling. You give advice, you offer support, but is it really about them, or about your need to feel important? You try to fix people, be their savior, their coach, but what starts as help becomes control. Don't expect people to understand what or why you're doing it. Help should be clean and detached. No strings, no guilt. If your advice makes people feel small, if your support feels like surveillance, they'll eventually push you away hard. 9. How negativity shapes your reality. Some people walk into a room and suck all the air out of it. Always complaining, always offended, always expecting the worst. We talked about how negativity slowly chokes the air from your relationships. Now, let's look deeper. What happens when you become the storm others try to escape from? At first, your friends will try to lift you up. They'll call, they'll listen, they'll offer support, solutions, encouragement. But eventually, they realize you don't want solutions. You want an audience, a place to vent, to drown. And here's the truth, negativity is contagious. It seeps into conversations, it poisons the atmosphere, and sooner or later people will leave, not because they don't care, but because they need to breathe too. The Stoics faced worse exile, war, death, and they still found peace, because they understood peace doesn't come from outside, peace is what you build inside. So if your reality feels toxic, check your thoughts, check your words, check your energy. Are you someone's calm or their storm? And if you recognized yourself in any of these truths, don't panic, don't spiral. That knot in your stomach right now, that discomfort, that's the beginning of wisdom. As Nietzsche once said, he who has a why to live can bear almost any. How? This is your why. To become someone so grounded, so authentic, so unshakable, that even people who don't like you can't help but respect you. You don't need to beg for approval. You don't need to chase love. You just need to clean the mirror and become the kind of person you would admire. Because when you do that, something shifts. The world adjusts. People treat you differently. Energy flows toward strength. Let the world feel your silence, your clarity, your unshakable strength. Let those who once secretly hated you choke on their judgment as you rise, cold, unstoppable, out of reach. This is the way of the Stoic. Not soft, not fake, not loud. Just undeniable. No drama, no weakness, only the quiet force of a will that refuses to bend. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, drop the word Stoic in the comments. And if you want more raw, unfiltered truth, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because the real journey is just getting started.